Jay, my dad has a service vehicle maintenance light on his 2018 XSE Camry. He says he can drive it for another 1,000 miles. Do you think it's a good decision or no? First thing I would tell him, check all your fluids. If he's doing this because he needs to build up some money to take it in and get it fixed, check all your fluids. Make sure your fluids are running good, and make sure the car isn't falling underneath one of the things that I warned you guys about. If it's misfiring or not running right or stuttering, if it's jerking and it doesn't want to run right, then don't drive it. Number two, listen for the noises. Make sure there's no popping, pinging, or any noises like that. Yeah, tell him to check those fluids, because if the fluids are not full and they don't look right, let's say he pulls the dipstick on the oil and it's shiny, that means there's motor damage. Don't drive it. If it's something related to oil consumption, he might be low on oil. So gotta check those fluids. Guys, that's number one. Whenever we do anything maintenance, we always check fluids. I do it every week in every single vehicle I got. You just don't know. You could get a slow leak somewhere, and next thing you know, you're a full quart low or even more than that. So fluid checks regularly, guys. I heard a squeaking noise from probably his left or right front rim. That's going to be suspension or wheel bearing issues, or possibly brakes. You're going to get a lot of squeaking noise coming from a brake, especially if there's brake dust built up on it. You're also going to have issues with things kind of wearing out. CV axles can squeak if they dry up. So those are all things to look at. Usually a CV axle will have a torn boot and there'll be grease everywhere. That's usually a good sign that the CV axle has gone bad. Brakes, you can usually look through the rim and see if the rotor's grooved. If the rotor's all grooved up, you need to do brakes on it. Also check the pad wear. Make sure you have quite a bit of pad left on it. Do that by just pulling the wheel, looking down from the top of the caliper. There's usually inspection holes. Look down in there and make sure there's enough pad left on the inside and the outside of those pads that are sit against the rotor. That's usually what that squeak would be from. He scraped his rim again or against a curb a month or two ago. So what he could have is a bad wheel bearing issue, to be honest with you. Because what could have happened was when he scraped that curb, it could have pushed the rim over like this and caused that wheel bearing to suffer damage from being scraped against that. So again, I would have that checked. You can check a wheel bearing pretty easy by jacking up the vehicle and pushing the tire in and out like this, or in and out like this. In and out like this could tell you a tie rod end. In and out like this can tell you a ball joint or a wheel bearing. I had it also on a bent dust cover. Yep, it'll do it on a bent dust cover, same thing. But yeah, always look at that, look inside there, see what's going on with that. So guys, we're approaching the 3-hour mark. Guys, this has been a great live. We do have some topics coming up. Next week, I'm going to be getting the wheel liners put in Malibu steel back there. That's our 2012 Malibu LT. That thing suffered a deer hit, and the bumper's here. All the pieces are here, and we got to get it put together. So that's going to be kind of the focus next week. We're going to dig in. We're going to get the wheel liner put in it. We're going to start getting things ready to put back together. I need to get new tires because the tires are bad. We're going to put new tires on, so that'll be another video we got coming for you guys. Also, we had some thumbs up on me breaking down the Cash for Clunkers scam. So I have a situation where I will probably do that one while I'm on the road. I have something coming up in a few weeks that I might be on the road, and I'm going to do that one then. And I'm going to break down the Cash for Clunkers. We're going to get into it. We're going to dive into that. If I can't do anything that weekend, then I'm going to push it and I'll do it the next weekend. So in 2 weeks, we may or may not have a video, but I will work out those details and get back to you guys on that. But for the most part, that's what we're looking at. We want to keep plugging away at this thing. We got it running right finally. I need to make sure I can get this thing put back together now, get the front bumper on it, get all the components put on it. We do have some work in the back, so we're not done, but we want to get the front mostly done. We've already done brakes on this thing a while ago. We just got done doing struts not too long ago. We did the timing chain and got all that straightened out. And what's left now that we fixed our engine code, is to get our front bumper on. So that's what we're really going to focus on over the next probably week, see how far we can get and go from there. We got one more here from Jay. He was excited. He was exiting out and he turned right and then hit the curb on accident because he turned right too much on accident. Yeah, so what I would assume with that deal is that when he hit that curb, it actually pushed everything on the bottom side in, and he could have a bad wheel bearing, a bad ball joint, he could have bent lower control arms. All of that stuff needs to be looked at, especially if it did damage to the rim. If he scuffed and scraped the rim, he did hit pretty hard. So I would look at the rim, make sure the rim is in good shape. If all of that looks solid, then I would just go ahead and do what you got to do to get it put back together. You're on every Saturday, right? Yes, Jerry, I am on every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central with a new topic. If I can't go live that day for some reason, I usually do post. That's why I tell you guys, make sure you guys subscribe, because if you guys subscribe, you'll get my posts as well, so that you'll get notified if something happens. Also, ring that notification bell so you guys get notified when I go live. Those things really do help. Again, always the likes help so much because it helps push out content. It helps the channel grow. We're really trying to grow this year. I would love to bring you guys merch, but we got to get more engagement going before I can really invest in a merch store. So we are looking at doing that as well.